Tamerlan, also known as Timur, 1336 to 1405, remains was one of the most powerful and controversial conquerors. Emerging from Central Asia, Timur carved out a vast empire that spanned much of West, South, and Central Asia, rivaling the reach of earlier Mongol and Persian empires. His campaigns brought immense power and cultural development to his capital at Samarkand, but they were also marked by unparalleled destruction and loss of life. Timur's complex legacy lies at the intersection of his military genius, political cunning, and ruthless ambitions, as well as his contributions to art, architecture, and culture. Early life and rise to power. Timur was born in 1336 in Kesh, near Samarkand, modern-day Uzbekistan, to a noble family of the Barlas tribe. The Barlas were originally of Mongol descent but had been Turkicized over generations, adopting the language and culture of the region. Timur's rise to prominence occurred against the backdrop of political fragmentation following the decline of the Mongol Empire. Various khanates and kingdoms vied for dominance across Central Asia, providing an ambitious leader like Timur with opportunities to exploit divisions and seize power. As a young man, Timur sustained an injury to his leg and arm, reportedly from a battle or a raid. This earned him the moniker Timur the Lame, from which the name Tamerlan derives. Despite this physical impairment, Timur's determination and charisma propelled him to prominence. Through strategic marriages, alliances, and calculated betrayals, Timur consolidated power in Transoxiana, modern-day Uzbekistan and surrounding areas, by the 1360s. His leadership was solidified when he positioned himself as the regent of the Chagatai Khanate, ruling in the name of puppet khans while holding actual power. Military conquests. Timur's conquests were defined by their vast scope, strategic brilliance, and brutal execution. He envisioned himself as a successor to Genghis Khan, though unlike the Mongols, he lacked the legitimacy of direct descent from the Great Khan. To justify his campaigns, Timur often invoked Islam and portrayed himself as a defender of the faith, though his actions frequently contradicted this image. Won campaigns in Persia and the Middle East. Timur's expansion began with Persia, modern-day Iran. Between 1380 and 1387, he systematically defeated various Persian rulers, including the Muzaffarids and Jalarids. He sacked major cities like Isfahan, where tens of thousands were reportedly massacred as punishment for rebellion. His conquest of Persia established a critical power base for future campaigns. Invasion of India, 1398. In one of his most famous campaigns, Timur invaded India in 1398. Crossing the Indus River, he confronted and defeated the forces of Sultan Mahmud of the Delhi Sultanate at the Battle of Delhi. The sacking of Delhi was catastrophic. The city was looted and its inhabitants were slaughtered or enslaved. The invasion weakened the Delhi Sultanate and demonstrated Timur's ability to project power far beyond Central Asia. There were 3 campaigns against the Golden Horde. Timur also targeted the Golden Horde, a Mongol successor state in the steppes of Russia and Central Asia. In 1395, he defeated Toktamish, the Khan of the Golden Horde, at the Battle of the Terek River. This victory not only shattered Toktamish's power, but also secured Timur's dominance over the Central Asian steppes. 4. Anatolia and the Ottoman Empire. Timur's most significant challenge in the West came from the rising Ottoman Empire under Sultan Bayezid I. In 1402, Timur decisively defeated Bayezid at the Battle of Ankara. Bayezid was captured, and the Ottoman state was left in disarray, delaying its expansion into Europe for decades. Timur's victory demonstrated his ability to outmaneuver and outfight the most formidable powers of his era. 5. Failed campaign to China. In the final years of his life, Timur turned his attention toward Ming China. In 1405, he launched a massive expedition to the east but fell ill and died in Otrar, in present-day Kazakhstan, before reaching his destination. His death marked the end of his conquests, and the campaign was abandoned. The Timurid Empire. At its height, Timur's empire stretched from the Caucasus Mountains to India and from the steppes of Central Asia to the Persian Gulf. Unlike Genghis Khan's descendants, Timur did not seek to create a long-lasting centralized state. Instead, his empire relied on his personal leadership and military dominance, which proved unsustainable after his death. The empire fragmented among his descendants, giving rise to the Timurid dynasty, which retained control over parts of Persia and Central Asia for several generations. The Timurids, notably Timur's grandson Ulugh Beg, were great patrons of culture and science. Samarkand, Timur's capital, became a hub of learning, art, and architecture. Timur invested heavily in the city's infrastructure, commissioning grand mosques, palaces, and mausoleums that showcased Persian and Central Asian artistry. The Bibi Khanim Mosque and the Gray-Amir Mausoleum, where Timur himself is buried, remain iconic symbols of his legacy. Cultural and artistic legacy. Timur's patronage of art and architecture was driven by both personal vanity and a desire to project power. He brought skilled artisans, architects, and scholars from across his empire to Samarkand, resulting in a flourishing of Timurid culture. Persian, Islamic, and Central Asian influences combined to create a distinct architectural style characterized by massive domes, intricate tilework, and monumental structures. Beyond architecture, Timur's conquests facilitated cultural exchange across Asia. The movement of people and goods between regions under his control contributed to the spread of Persianate culture, art, and science. This influence extended into the Mughal Empire in India, where Timur's descendants, notably Babur, would establish one of history's most illustrious dynasties. Impact and controversy. Timur's legacy is marked by contradictions. On one hand, he was a brilliant strategist and a patron of art and culture. On the other, his campaigns were characterized by extreme brutality. Cities that resisted his authority were often razed and their populations massacred. Historians estimate that Timur's military campaigns caused the deaths of millions, leading some to compare him unfavorably to other conquerors like Genghis Khan. Timur justified his actions as necessary for maintaining order and spreading Islam, though his motivations were often rooted in personal ambition and a quest for glory. His ability to inspire loyalty among his troops, combined with his tactical ingenuity, allowed him to overcome numerically superior foes repeatedly. Timur's death and aftermath. Timur died on February 18, 1405, at the age of 68, while leading his forces toward China. He was buried in the Gur-Amir Mausoleum in Samarkand, a structure that remains an enduring symbol of his empire. After his death, the vast Timurid empire fragmented among his sons and grandsons, unable to maintain the unity Timur had imposed through sheer force of will. Despite the empire's decline, Timur's descendants continued to wield influence. In Persia and Central Asia, the Timurid dynasty fostered a golden age of culture and learning. In India, Babur, a direct descendant of Timur, founded the Mughal Empire in 1526, shaping the subcontinent's history for centuries. Tamerlane's life and conquests left an indelible mark on world history. As a conqueror, he demonstrated unparalleled military and strategic prowess, creating one of the largest empires of his time. His campaigns brought devastation to many regions, yet his patronage of art and culture left a legacy that endured long after his death. Samarkand, the jewel of his empire, remains a testament to Timur's ambition and vision. Today, Timur is remembered as both a hero and a villain. For some, he symbolizes strength, ambition, and cultural renaissance. For others, he represents tyranny and destruction. This duality reflects the complex legacy of a man whose achievements and atrocities shaped the course of history. His story is one of conquest, culture, and contradiction, a reminder of the transformative and often destructive power of empire.